Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. Today we're going to take a Ghost Rider Dodge Charger and we're going to turn it in to the General Lee. Now, everybody who likes the General Lee, the orange car with the 01 and the Confederate flag on it, they always make that car with the orange flag or the orange car and everything else. So I says, you know, I'm going to go out there and do something a little bit different. I'm going to make the Ghost of General Lee. And we're going to do a few different things to this car, and we're going to have some fun with it. And I hope you approve. I think it turns out fantastic, but we're going to go ahead and take the car apart and take you through the journey that made this car the Ghost of General Lee. So stick around and let's have some fun, and maybe we can share a few things together. All right, let's go ahead and move on. One of the first things I wanted to do was get rid of these blue tires. Now again, for a future build down the road, these tires are actually pretty darn cool. So we're just going to go ahead and take them off and replace them with regular black tires. I like the black rims. We're also going to keep those on there too. Here we've got the car. And they got these plastic, I guess, supposed to be ice or something like that, or blue flames. Blue flames, I think. But they look really stupid. But hey, it's the car from the movie, you know? So we got the car here. The interior looks pretty cool, and I really like that supercharger sticking out of the hood. Of course, the windshield's brand new. These blue tires, they're cool, but not for what we're going to do. And the body is excellent. So we're going to go ahead and strip the paint off the body, and we're going to get started with this. Let's get going. Here we got the body that we're going to put in the citrus strip. We're going to stir it all up and coat the inside and the outside. And we'll let it sit for half an hour or so like that. Maybe overnight. Depends on how I feel. So make sure you coat it really well, inside and outside, since we're going to be doing a color swap here. All right. Let's go ahead and let that have time to set. Looking good. We didn't really need to do a bunch of polishing on this car, since we're going to be covering this car with an opaque paint. We're not going to be using Spectre Flame on this one. Here, we're going to cover it with Redline Shop Base Coat Silver. Now, if you happen to have a car that's got a lot of toning and a lot of problems with it, you can use this Base Coat Silver and then spray the Spectre Flame right on top of it, and it looks really damn good. This way here, with what I'm doing, I'm going to go ahead and spray the car with this metallic silver, and there it is. There's the metallic silver, Metal Flake Base Coat. You can get this at the Redline Shop. I love this stuff. It works great. So you've got the opportunity here to pretty much any car that's got like bad toning and stuff, you can use this base coat. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. Make sure you get your tack coats. This paint is just the same as the Spectre Flame paint. Spray your tack coats on and then let it dry a little bit in between. This is looking really good. Once you get a few tack coats on there, then you're going to go ahead and spray a little bit thicker coat on there and make sure you get that glossy shine. You want to make it look wet, but you don't want it to run, and there's a fine line there in between. That paint's starting to look really sharp. Just keep rotating the car as you paint, and you won't have the runs. Almost sounds a little funny there. Alright, that's looking good. Let's let it set up. We've let the paint set up at a minimum overnight. Now we're going to put the decals on. Here's what's going to make the Ghost of the General Lee. I'm using some micro set to go ahead and put the decals on the car. This will help the decals conform to the shape of the car. It kind of melts the decals a little bit, but you dip the decal in the water solution and then you put it over the top of this microset solution that you have in the little bottle. So we're not using any color on this car. That's the cool part about this one. Make sure you get it centered up and squared up. And then you can use a Q-tip or something like that and squeegee out the water that's underneath the decal. Like I said, just take your Q-tip and lightly rub the decal, making sure it's not going to shift on you. That's looking good. Just be gentle, because you can move these things with no issues. That's looking good. Now we're going to put the name on. Here in black it says General Lee. Now these decals are printed on clear decal paper. Now the reason is because you want that color to show through. If this was a dark colored car, you'd want to use decals that were printed with the white backing paper or white ink. And that's what I have when I'm doing a lot of my decals, is they're printed with white ink in the background and printed on clear decal paper. Now, I don't do that myself, but I'll be getting to that in just a moment. That's looking good. Now it's time to put the numbers on the doors. We've gone ahead and coated the door with the microset, and we're going to put that infamous 01 on the side door of the car. Just get it in the position you want, and then slowly take that Q-tip or whatever you're using and smooth it out. See how easy that still moves? You got to be careful with it. You may mess with this or futz with it for a while, but if it starts to stick on you where it's not moving anymore, you can always use some more fluid to weten it up again, and then you can continue to move it around. That's looking excellent. Now these decals were made by Kenny Terry at Waterslide Decals. Kenny has a complete line of decals, and he also does custom work. If you mention Diecast Graveyard when you talk to Kenny or go to place an order, he will send you this sponsorship decal sheet free of charge with your order. Go to www.kennyterry.com and Kenny will take care of you and do a good job for you. Excellent work. Now that we got the decals on and they've set approximately 12 to 24 hours, now we're going to spray everything down with a nice clear coat. Here we're using a urethane clear coat that I got from the Redline shop. Check out his complete line of paints at www.redlineshop.com. Fantastic products. I use them and I endorse them 100%. Great stuff. This car is really starting to look sweet. Make sure you get some really good coats on there. Don't saturate it initially. Same procedures. Do some tack coats, some light coats. Let it harden for about 5 to 10 minutes in between, and then get back in there again. You can let your airbrush sit with that paint or clear coat in there for about half an hour to an hour. I wouldn't go more than half an hour because then it's going to start to set up on you. Just be careful. But you can let it set there for a while, so don't worry about it. Alright, we're just about done there. Let's let it harden up overnight. Here we've got all of our pieces together. We got the body. Look how nice that turned out with that beautiful clear coat on there. And those wonderful decals by KennyTerry.com. Here we've got the base. Replacing those blue tires with the black tires and leaving the rims black. That's really nice. Here's the interior. That looked good always. The engine looked cool. Windshield was in great shape. And from Bearcat Designs, I had him make me some push bars on his 3D printer. This ought to put the final touches on the car to make it look like the ghost of General Lee. Let's get everything together and do our reveal. And here's what we started with. A Hot Wheels Ghost Rider Dodge Charger. Really nice car. I love the Dodge Charger. Those blue flames on there, well, I think it's just too tacky, but hey, we got the nice car out of it anyways. We took those flames off there and the flames around the engine. We changed the tires out, used the black tires. We stripped it down. We painted it the base coat silver from the Redline shop. We put our decals on there from kennyterry.com, and we did a wonderful job putting it all back together. And here's what we got to. This beautiful conversion of the ghost of General Lee. I had an absolute ball making this car. This was so much fun. It really didn't take a lot to change it over from the black blue flame monster that they gave us to this beautiful representation of the General Lee in my vision. That beautiful clear coat over everything, those decals from kennyterry.com, they look fantastic also. I had a really great time building this, and I hope you enjoyed it too. This has been a lot of fun for me. I'd like to thank my Patreon team members, Hearst drivers Jim Silva, Mr. Stacy Wright, Daryl Begtel, and Richard at Michio Woods Garage over there on Facebook. Gravedigger, Aaron Murphy out in California, Mr. Ed Ostrander, Andrew Higgins, new member, Bob Denise, new member there, Les Jenkins, thank you so much, gentlemen, and brand new member, Wade Hendricks, thank you so much for your generosity. Mortician Level, Jake Rademacher, and Sam Pascal. Brother, I hope you're getting better. I know that you've been bedridden, not with the coronavirus, but he's been bedridden, and we wish our best to him. Grim Reaper, William K7 Robinson, driving truck down there in Texas. God bless you, sir. And new Grim Reaper member, Dale Johnson, up in New York City. Hope you're staying safe up there with your family, sir. Thank you so much. And you can be a Patreon member too, folks. Get on there and subscribe. I want to thank you for joining me here at Diecast Graveyard today. It was a lot of fun building this car, and we've got a lot more builds coming up. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. I hope you and your family are staying safe through this national crisis, and I'm going to keep pumping out the videos.